such an asshole.
Man, old Cappy's tired. I forgot I had my coffee brewed. I should go grab that. So, assholeconsulting.com, questions, answers. Talk to me, your old as fuck older brother in America. Hi, Cappy. Please keep me anonymous. Shorter question here. I saw your Oops, I'm Pregnant video and read the Book of Numbers. Great book, by the way. Link down below. For a very low price, you can increase your return on investment on the pursuit of women by reading the Book of Numbers. by not making the investment in the first place. I wanted to ask what type of vasectomy you got for all the guys considering the specific technique that I researched as the least invasive and with the least complications is a no needle open-ended vasectomy with a heat coagulation and facial interception. And then you list 7 things about it. Dude, I can't even remember what technique I had. It was minorly invasive. It was short. It was sweet. There's a little bit of a tug. They numb you up. I've had dental visits that were worse. So, I'm not kidding. I had to get some blood work done. The needle I hate like just donating blood or getting needles like in your veins. I was like, ugh, that's worse in my mind. I've gotten paper cuts where I'm like, oh, that's worse. The vasectomy was a very no worry, no nothing thing to worry about. What type I got, I don't know. The kind that makes me not an effing credit card or a financial liability to women because, oops, I'm pregnant. Oops. There's no oops. None. It's go free, swing low, sweet chariot. Coming for to bang all the hoes. Swing low. No. Yeah. And for whatever, if it's even less invasive now, fine. But if you're looking to save some money and one technique, the traditional one, which I presume I got, is cheaper than the other. They don't come in there with the hedge clippers, and it's nothing. It's nothing. So to address that psychological aspect of the vasectomy, it's a non-issue. But then you asked about the psychology here. Also want to ask on the psychology of getting one. I've never wanted kids, and higher costs and additional risks aside, there is a high success chance of having kids with vasectomy reversal, sperm aspiration plus IVF. Yes, you probably found the same research or study that I saw. I think it was in Britain where they managed to successfully extract sperm from men who have vasectomies, and that sperm was able to fertilize an egg. Now it's going to be more costly, obviously, having that procedure done. Some cases they had to do it 5 times to successfully get some sperm. And in vitro fertilization is obviously an expensive process. But you know what's a lot more expensive? Unwanted children, because the girl decided my body, my choice, and you have no say in it. I'm telling you guys, you would end so much of the sex war if you all got... Look, I'm not expecting all men to get vasectomies because, frankly, there's too many stupid men. But you can win your own personal war, your individual sex war, if you get a vasectomy. Because just like I don't have an opinion about abortion, and go ahead if you want, but it won't ever happen to me. Why? Oh, nothing. I just have a secret I shan't tell. Why? What makes you special? I'm just special. Just special. Yep. Just a special guy over here with a special little secret. You'll never know. I'm pregnant. Well, it's not mine. Yes, it is. It's your kid. No, it's really not my kid. Yeah, so it's a lot more expensive to have a kid you don't want than to have IVF and sperm aspiration. But I my body, my choice. Now go eat a bag of sawdust and sandust while you're at it. The way I've been thinking about it is that even if I had an inkling and wanted to have and raise kids, I don't have a woman that I'd want to have kids with right now, nor have I ever met one. Even if I did meet such a girl, the statistical chance of her staying thin for 18 years or 25 years these days is unlikely at best. Yes, get the Book of Numbers, analyzing the return on investment of women below, link below. Ultimately, raising kids seems to be the best done under marriage. Yes, I think the welfare families and single moms have taught us that. I think we got it now. But we don't want to believe that because that would go against the leftist political narrative. And as we know, divorce is not only statistically likely, but financially disastrous. Kindly will keep you anonymous. So the psychology, I guess, would be summarized as risk. You are eliminating probably the largest risk in your life. There are some big risks to an individual's life, but unwanted children or illegitimate children raised under a non-nuclear family is probably the single largest threat to men and women's finances, mental health, everything, and the child's health as well. So the psychology for me has just been, look, for what you spend, a lot of you spend on booze and fun in a month, you can get this incredibly, in the grand scheme of things, cheap insurance to make sure you don't have an oops and therefore destroy your life. I mean, look, you get vaccinated against what? The measles, chicken pox, tetanus shots, whatever we got when we were kids, you gotta get those shots. You get vaccinated against that. Get vaccinated against illegitimate pregnancies. Get vaccinated against sperm jacking. Get vaccinated against bastard children. And for the low price of $500 to $1,200, depending on your insurance, I've got guys say they got it for like a $40 copay. You never have to worry about this aspect of your life or the aspect of this for your future child. And adding to the psychology, the concern of my would-be theoretical future children also weighed heavily on my decision to get a vasectomy, because I was what? Po. I was po. For most of my life, I was po. And if I had a kid, it would have just destroyed me. And not only me, but the kid. I would not have been able to adequately support that kid. And like you, my fine client friend, there was one gal that would have made a good mom, but she wouldn't have sex. So, and then I'm trying to think of all the other serious girlfriends I had, and I don't think any of them would have been good moms. If they carried it to term, they don't want to go back to their career, or they were mean. Some of them, they're not as smart as kids. You got to be smarter than the kids. And I've seen girlfriends of the past interact with kids. It's like, man, the kids run circles around you, and you do not know how to handle kids. Yours is to appease, and then you blow up at them because you just didn't lay down the law the first time. That's another reason to have a vasectomy, or the psychology or the philosophy not to have one. And then a lot of you are pointing out, like, well, do you want to bring a kid into this world? You have every Western nation heavily indebted, going pretty hard left, with every day an increasing chance of an actual communist government. And heaven forbid if you and your partner are white. Right? There is an incredible anti-white bias in the country. It's established in the institutions. I know we view it as a euphemism called affirmative action, but you cannot give one group preferential treatment and say you're not discriminating against the other. You're treating other groups poorly compared to treating another one with favorable treatment. And with the victimhood politics and ideology, you have now about the millennials and Gen Zers fully steeped, even white kids themselves, into thinking that the way you were born determines whether you're a victim or oppressor, whether you're innocent or guilty. And even, young white kids, I benefited so unfairly. It's like, will you just shut up? Just shut up. God, get this. So, it's like, white people really got to think, do you want to have kids in this society? and let's say you're not white. Well, you got a 50% chance of having a male, of having a boy. And I think some of the brothers out there might be acutely aware of the somewhat not pro-male bias in their community, dating community, government, education, or otherwise. Like, what happens if you have a boy? I mean, holy hatred of men, Batman. I mean, we can't do anything right. We're guilty of everything. So maybe you move to a different country or something where they don't have this psychotic, this mental illness of obsession about traits, be it gender, race, made up mental illnesses, made up genders you just created out of thin air. Do you really want to raise your children in idiocracy is essentially another psychology or philosophy about it. But as if you're asking about what the psychology of actually getting it done is, have no fear, you'll be fine. Very easy process. And if you're concerned about, well, what about if it's going to cost you money, right? And let's be perfect. Let's get the legal disclaimer out. There's a chance you'll never be able to have children again. So if that's your concern, go make a couple deposits at the sperm bank and be done with it. But there is nothing that's risk-free percent. Like there was a story about like the sperm bank, it lost power. It was an egg and sperm bank. And it lost power long enough that all the samples were destroyed. All of them were dead. And they didn't have a backup. They didn't have a backup power source. And so, yes, there's a chance that through sperm aspiration and other means of extracting sperm from a post-vasectomy male, you may be that unfortunate guy who doesn't get a kid. All right? I don't want to hear you complaining. But the statistics look very much in your favor that if you got a vasectomy, you could still have a kid if you're willing to pay for the sperm aspiration and the IVF, which is expensive. And so there's, statistically speaking, there's always a chance you'll be screwed. There's always a chance while he's down there, a earthquake hits and he laps off your dick. There's always a chance. Don't come with, I didn't know my dick would get lopped off. Well, there's a tornado. Yeah, but you didn't tell me there was a tornado risk during vasectomy. It's as safe as a bet as you can get in the medical world. That especially if you donate sperm, you could still have kids post vasectomy, even though there's a chance you may not. So I wouldn't worry about that. That's the point I'm trying to get to. And I'll tell you guys, I mean, not to beat a drum, but you go get the book down below. The chances of you guys finding true love and being happily married is very, very low. It is very low. How low? Go buy the book. And then if you want to find out what's at risk, you want to find out what you pay for in the pursuit of women, both in terms of explicit cash expenses, opportunity costs, and intangible costs, get the book below. And when you read it, you're going to be like, oh, yeah, the vasectomy you'll be like, yeah, I really probably ought to get one of those. Yeah, I probably should. So to take any fear, concern away, probably go get that book and read it. Might be worth your time. So there you go. And just so you know, you're 25, I think you said. I was pretty sure I'd never wanted kids like when I was 4. Because I'm like, fuck this shit. This is bullshit. Not dealing with this ever. I may be a very unique case because most people generally do want to have kids. But if you're 25 and you're like, maybe wait till you're 30 and wrap it up a lot. But by 25, it's if you don't want them by then, and definitely by 30. If you want kids by 30, like it's pretty much a guarantee. But don't worry, that wonderful June Ward lady is just around the corner. Oh my God, I fell in love. I'm in love. Oh, Boomhilda, you're so lovely. And then I fell in love with Amy. Oh, Amy, you're so beautiful. You've changed my mind. Let's go have kids. And oh, what do you mean divorce papers and half my shit? Oh, why didn't I listen to Asshole Consulting or read The Book of Numbers, analyzing the ROI on the pursuit of women, available paperback, Kindle, and soon to be audio, I suspect. Nonstop Dre. By the way, speaking of vasectomies, Nonstop Dre is a black man with an incredibly huge penis, if you were wondering. Cappy had the teeth on wiener treatment. Just kidding. What is that? Teeth on wiener treatment? Oh, no. I have had that. You guys ever have a girl, the talking while blowjob girl? The girl like who's giving you a blowjob and will stop and then start talking to you. Has that happened to you? There was one gal, I was like, if you open your mouth one more time, I'm finishing myself and going home. Oh, it was so jarring. So jarring. Nonstop Dre 360. But Cappy, I'm having triplets soon. What now? Just kidding. Laugh. Yeah, they got to worry about that when you do the that in vitro. All of a sudden, there's like you get 3 kids. That's all right. That's right. Atham, our good buddy Atham, we're raising money for him. We'll probably do another fundraiser. We're about 250 short of him getting the money to get his vasectomy. Surprised he hasn't put a Mexican poops in. Don't put a Mexican poops in, Anthem. Just we can go without it. Just save your time. Fred Freeman saw $5. Oh, this goes to the Anthem Vasectomy Fund with the AV for $5. We're now down to $245. I tried to explain to a friend how bad the numbers truly are, especially after the ROI book. He's paid over $30,000 on male coaching. Oh, Jesus. Well, I guess it's better than a liberal arts degree. All right, there's other things you could piss it away. Plans to spend $16,000. Who's charging that much? What? Don't you start buying books after a certain while? Like, hey, maybe I could just read some books. Have him come talk to Asshole Consulting. All right. Who is he talking to? George Clooney? Nonstop Dre for the Atham Vasectomy Fund, $2 from one minority male to support another male. Yes. All you minority males get the vasectomies. Yes. And then the white man will come by and reign supreme again. No, I'm not having kids. There's no way. Some people I have got the occasion, you just don't want minorities to have children. It's like, then why did I have one? It's not shtick. It's not. Have you seen the girls I'd have to date? Have you seen them? This isn't a racial thing. It really is an American woman. Stay away from me, American woman. Mama, let me be. Fred Freeman Sowell, $2. AV inserts poopy emoticon on Atham's behalf. Thank you, Fred Freeman Sowell. Thank you. All right, there you go. Hope we had a good conversation. Questions and answers, assholeconsulting.com. Get the book down below. We'll see you guys later, Toodles.